Finance Minister Kedibone Madiehe has appointed Stadi Mngomezulu as acting CEO of the Government Pensions Administration Agency. According to a News 24 article, Mngomezulu, the Deputy Director General at National Treasury, was appointed to replace Chief Executive Kedibone Madiehe, who was suspended on Friday. Kedibone has also ordered a probe into alleged 1.2 billion rands procurement fraud. The incoming CEO is expected to take action against the incumbent top executive of the Pensions Agency, who are believed to have played a critical role in aiding their CEO in the alleged irregularities. To talk to us about this some more, we have General Manager at the Public Servants Association, Claude Naicker. Claude, a very good afternoon to you. Thanks very much for your time. Did you know or even suspect that something like the CEO of the GPAA is accused of was in fact happening?
Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for having me. I think at the onset, what it must be stated is that our members at the agency itself alerted us to some of the issues that they found that was irregular, and they obviously sought advice as to how to go about it. It's not only the fact that employees had alerted us to this or discovered there were some irregularities, but an internal audit report that was done into the agency's affairs actually highlighted certain irregularities and certain procurement transactions that was not kosher. And what had happened was that a very senior official, which is a member of the PSA, obviously inquired from senior officials and the CEO, indicating that or seeking clarity on certain transactions in which he was instructed to actually pay, which was not kosher and was not in accordance with procedure and good governance. And that obviously had a ripple effect, because what then happened upon inquiring about this allegation or these transactions, he was then charged for insubordination. And when he was charged for insubordination, he obviously sought assistance from the Public Servants Association, which we gladly informed him as to how to go about this. And strangely enough, after having made representations on these as to why he was not insubordinate, he was subsequently put on precautionary suspension. Subsequent to that, we had a number of staff that came to the Public Servants Association and also sought advice, asking us whether they could abide by these instructions which they felt were unlawful. And as a representative trade union at GPAA, we then advised them exactly what is the normal course of action that should be followed. But beside the entire audit report and beside employees seeking advice from senior management at GPAA, they were threatened with insubordination and threatened with disciplinary action, saying that if they do not abide by the instructions to pay these service providers, they would obviously be charged. So it shows you the audacity of senior management and the CEO threatening staff, yet fully aware that an internal report had flagged this transaction as irregular, but they yet went ahead and instructed staff to actually pay these transactions. So there's a couple of lessons yet that needs to be learned. And one of the most important thing is that nothing precludes officials from inquiring if they find that transactions don't look above board and are irregular, to inquire. Obviously doing this in a very respectful manner. And this is exactly what our members at GPAA had done, but yet still faced the wrath of the CEO by them actually suspending a very senior official and threatened to suspend a whole lot of other officials who refused to actually pay this transaction, knowing full well that they were irregular.
So, in a nutshell, I mean, your members did their part to blow the whistle or take some action, but they were dealt with by those who had power over them. Now, Treasury, the Finance Minister, has now suspended the CEO and has put in someone there to take charge of things. Do you believe that this step is going to help, and do you believe that Treasury and the Minister actually acted decisively, especially given what you're saying, that audit reports had previously actually pointed to some of what we are being told or is suspected to have happened here?
For the first step, I hope that these irregular transactions would be reversed, and the right pattern of events will be obviously set in place, where that officials now are able to do their job without fear or prejudice. And secondly, it must be brought to the attention that it's not something new that the Minister of Finance just heard about it. These reports surfaced in the media a long time ago, and the minister's spokesperson was quoted as saying that the minister at that stage obviously didn't pay much attention. And fortunately, had it not been for the intervention of the union or the PSA, we'd probably be sitting with a situation where people would have been paid, or service providers would have been paid for services that they're actually not rendered. And we see this on a daily basis, not only at GPAA, but a lot of government departments where people making irregular payments. To make matters worse, at the end of the day, when these allegations or these irregular payments are being discovered, junior employees are then made the scapegoat, because then they are charged for having made these irregular payments. Remember, if an instruction is unlawful, one does not have to follow those instructions. But we're looking at junior employees here. Had they not sought assistance from the union like the PSA, they would have gone ahead and made these irregular payments, and at the end of the day, they would have been charged. We see it on a daily basis at all government departments, where innocently they follow instructions. Employees follow instructions because somebody senior had given them the instruction to make an irregular payment. And once they've done so, and when these payments are uncovered or discovered that it's irregular, employees are then charged for issues that really they shouldn't have done in the first place itself. But an exemplary example has happened in GPAA, which I hope will set the tone for the rest of the public service, that we had a brave official who very respectfully said, I don't think that these transactions are kosher. Can you clarify for me whether 1, 2, 3 is in order before I made the payments? If all public servants can do that at the end of the day, I think we can root out corruption and maladministration throughout the public sector, and we set a right tone that we should not tolerate corruption in the public sector, because the root of all evil, it's robbing our community, the citizens of large, of valuable services that we could obviously make the public service a better place for everybody to work in.
Well, hopefully all will come out following the investigation, but we've also heard that the Portfolio Committee on Public Service and Administration is also going to look into the matter once they come back from recess. General Manager at the Public Servants Association, Claude Naicker.